Hello again. Welcome back to C++ Fundamentals. We want to talk for just a minute about something called nested classes. Since this is C++ Fundamentals, I'm not going to take you deep into the details of this because it can get a little bit hairy. But let's just try to understand. I want to help you understand that there can be classes nested within other classes. They can be defined and declared down inside another class where it makes sense. They're also known as member classes because these nested classes or these subclasses are defined in the same places that you would find the other data members of a class. Let's take a look at an example here for just a minute. We'll get this out of the way. That's just some things for Microsoft, our AFX, so we'll get rid of those declarations. Here we have this class surround. And you see that the compiler helps us out by reminding us the name that we can already see. So there we have class surround, and here's our public area. These are going to be the public definitions and declarations of this class so that everyone can see them. And now we're going to create another class inside here called first within. It will have its own private d variable integer that if we hover over that, we see it's an int, and it is within first within, which is within surround. So we have surround double colons first within double colons d variable, but it is private to first within. Now here is the constructor for first within, and we're going to see constructors in more detail in a couple of chapters, but basically this is the function that is always run first when we create a new one of these classes. So this will construct any local variables and things like that we need. And the way we know it's a constructor is it has the same name as the class. So we have class first within, and then we have a function being declared in here called first within. Same name means that it's a constructor for the class. Then we have another little function here called var, just to kind of stick something in here. It's a constant function, and it will return this d variable that's up here in the private area. So real simple. But so this is a public class defined as a member to this surrounding class out here. Now here, this is the private area for this class called surround. All right, we had the public area here. Now we've gone private with an access specifier to show that we're changing how we get to things. Now down here we have another member class called second within. This class will have its own private d variable, which has nothing to do with the one that's up here. Different classes, they'll have different names. Here you can see surround second within d variable versus surround first within d variable. Different places in memory. And here's our public section for the second within class, and it has a second within constructor function as well, defined or declared here but not yet defined. And here's another var function, and it's another constant function, and it'll also return this other d variable that's right here. This is the one coming back. By having these classes within each other, we can kind of subdivide and compartmentalize the program so that in our case, a first within only makes sense in the context of being inside the class surround. A second within only makes sense being inside the class surround, but we don't want anyone else to be able to work with it, so it is private. And that changes the access between these two members. Public members we can get to from the outside world, but no one will be able to use this second within class unless they are within the class surround. So people from the outside world, other functions and methods and that, can't even see this. They can't deal with it any more than they can deal with anything else that is under the private access specifier. But things within the surrounding class, like first within, can work with second within for the public sections. Again, second within gets to decide who can see things outside of it. So this d variable being declared private within second within says that only second within can work with it, and things that are defined within the second within function. Now if that's not truly confusing, all we're trying to say is that second within and first within are separate from one another, and second within gets to say who can see its inner variables. And in this case, since this is set private, only anything within second within can work with it. First within cannot touch this variable. It has to rely on another method to deal with it, a public method like this var function down here. All right. Hopefully you're confused to a higher level at this point, but the main point, the fundamental that I want you to understand when you're reading other code and other tutorials and things like that, is that you can have classes defined within other classes if that helps you subdivide your program and make it logically make more sense to you. All right. Hopefully we've done that for you. Onward to our next chapter.